Yesterday we have seen lecture number 1, that was introduction to Linux, how Linux was developed, who has developed and when it was developed. Now we are moving to the next topic, that is Linux uses basic things, how to use the Linux machine. First thing here is how to log in into a Linux machine. So login into Linux machine is similar to login into Windows machine. Means you have to give username and password. Only the change is when you are going to log in command line, when you type username, it will show. When you type password, it will not show anything. So simply you have to type and hit enter. Okay. So in this Linux, we can log in with the username and password, and there are two type of login screen. In Windows, how many type of login screen we have? Windows, only one, graphical. Here we have text based, means command line, and graphical, both the option we have. Okay. So when you are going to log in the text based, you will get the prompt to execute the command, and when you are going to log in the graphical environment, you will get desktop environment. Okay. So let us see here, this one is what? Graphical environment. So if I log in, so I will get desktop environment. Same for all. Maybe for one or two it will be command line environment. If you have not check mark during the installation to install in graphical or CLI. Every time when you log in, you will receive this message, system not registered. So ignore it, because this system registration or subscription is required when you need software update from the Red Hat or any support from the Red Hat. Then we use this subscription option, and for that we need to pay. Apart from that, you can use all the features without paying anything, and it is not going to expire. Okay. In this desktop environment, here we have activities similar to Windows start menu. Here we have activities. In the activities, the first option is Firefox. So for Windows, our default web browser is which one? Huh? That Chrome. Microsoft Edge. Earlier it was Internet Explorer. Chrome is of Chrome OS or Google. For Linux, the default web browser is Microsoft Firefox. Okay. And for Mac OS, default web browser Safari. Okay. This one, files. Files means what? In Windows we have this PC or my computer, earlier we use. Here we have files. So when you click here, it will open like this. In Linux we don't have ABCD. No drive letters are there. In Windows we have C drive, D drive. When you connect pen drive, again there will be one more letter. In Linux, no letter system. So when you click here, like when you click in Windows also, it will open your desktop, download, document, music, like this. Trash is recycle bin. And this other location, when you click on other location, this is your this PC. Then in the right side, what you get? Computer. When you click on this computer, no drive letter, only folders. So in Linux, we don't have any drive system. Partition is there, but drive system is not there, like Windows. Understood? Here you can create multiple partition, 2 partition, 3 partition. You can store your data also. But all those partition will be accessed through any folder, not with any drive letter. Okay. And in Linux, there is only one root partition, this slash, forward slash. Okay. So in Linux we have this one / only. We say it was root partition. So there are three things with the same name, root. So don't get confused. One, root partition, another root user, and third one is root folder. So don't mix all things together. So root partition is similar to our C drive, where all the operating system files plus user data is stored. That is what our general C drive. Nowadays, if you take any new laptops, how many partitions will be there? Only one, C drive. Later you can shrink the space, create another partition. Why? Because they are now copying some feature of Linux. So here also in Linux we have only one partition, that is what? Root partition, where all the data are stored. Apart from that, if you want, you can create other partition, but that partition will also get access via root partition only. Understood? So no special separate partition like Windows. You can see different partitions. Root user is your super user, like a Superman. Anything root user can do. And keep in mind, no policies, no permission is applied on root. If root want, whatever he can do. If you have created any file, kept it secret, only I can access, no one can access. Root can open and see. If root want, root can delete any files, whether it is a system files, anything, any changes. Understood? That's why it is never recommended to log in with root. We should not log in with the root. Then what is the use of root? We should use root account when there is a requirement. On that time only we log in, do that specific work and log out. Understood? So we should log in with normal user whenever there is any requirement, any administrative task you have to perform, then only log in with the root. Else don't log in with the root. Because the problem is, if you leave your laptop, sorry, not laptop, server unattended, in that case anyone, if they get access, they can destroy your system, because root is the super user. And if we find that okay, root is already logged in, he can do any changes. So that's why for the security reason it is recommended not to log in with root until necessary or required. Is it clear? Next one is root folder. So what is a root folder? Every user has a separate home folder where user store their personal data. Okay. So if you create any user in Linux with the same name, one folder will be created. Inside that folder there will be document, download, music, video, picture, these all things, where user can store their personal data and settings, and that folder is called home folder. So this root folder is the home folder for root user. So these three differences are clear: root partition, root user, and root folder. So here you see each user has a home directory for personal file storage. User specific configuration, like when you change your wallpaper, anything, you do settings for your own. When I log in, this thing should run. This all specific configuration data is also stored in home folder. Is it clear? In Linux, you can log in on 7 different terminals. In Windows, you can log in on how many terminals? I am asking in Windows. One. Only one graphical option is there. If you are working in Windows and your machine hanged, what is the solution? Only restart. In Linux, we have 7 different terminals. If your terminal is busy, then you can switch to another terminals. Likewise, we have 7 options. In these all 7 terminals, we can log in with same user or different users also. We can perform the same task, different tasks on different terminals. Is it clear? What is the terminal? If I explain, you will not understand. I will show you first. So this is the one. It is graphical, where we log in, we work. Okay. Now I am going to command line. There are one graphical, 6 command line terminals or console we say, where we can log in and work. Terminal basically where we can execute the command. So this is graphical option. So if you need a terminal, in the same option you have here terminal, and terminal is what? Where we can execute the commands, just like a command prompt. So this is the graphical option. I am switching to command line. Okay, visible now? Now visible? Or more visible? So here you have to log in like simply root, or any normal user also you can log in. So what you got here? Terminal. This is the console and you got the terminal to execute the command. And you want to check on which terminal you are. TTY. You are on which terminal? Terminal 3. Understood? Let me go to terminal number 4. I am on which terminal? This point is clear. I hope now you understood that there are 6 different terminals where we can log in and work. Okay, and one graphical terminal. So we have logged in all, graphical also and command line also. Now there will be in your mind how to switch between terminals, correct? So to switch between terminals, we have Control Alt F1 to F7. Control Alt F1 to F7, where F2 is for graphical. As per this book, it is F7. It was in Red Hat 5. So in the newer version, F2 is for graphical and remaining are for command line. So which button you will press? You want to switch the terminal. So which button you will press? Control Alt F2, F3, F4, on which terminal you want to go accordingly till F7. And for some of you it will not work. So you have to press Fn, function button also. If your F1, F2 does not work directly, it works with the function key Fn, then you have to press Fn also along with that. And then you can switch from one terminal to another. Is it clear? Now just now we have seen graphical terminal, which is also known as genome terminal. Okay. So this genome terminal, so as genome word came here, note down these two things which is not available in the notes and book. There are two desktop environment in Linux. One is called KDE, another is called genome. KDE, this is what? Desktop environment. First is KDE, full name K Desktop environment. So in short KDE. And the next one is genome. So these are the two desktop environment. Currently we are logged in genome. And what is the difference between both? In KDE, it will be similar to Windows, like a start menu in the down. Here we are getting activities on the top. There the arrangement of this icon and options will be changed. And to see this KDE environment, we need to install the package of KDE. By default, it is not installed. Okay. So genome is the default desktop environment. And we have two type of desktop environment, KDE and genome. Done for all. Now moving to the next, that is genome terminal. Terminal means similar to your command prompt. So just now we have seen here. So let me come back to the graphical environment. So where I have to go? Activities terminal. And to open these activities, which button works? Alt F1. Like a start menu we press to open a start menu. Here it will work. Alt F1. So for some people, Alt function F1. And here we have to go in option terminal. So in this terminal, you can increase the size of font. Control Shift plus equal to. Okay. Control Shift plus equal to, and to reduce control minus. Is it working for all? If not working for anyone, immediately tell me. For those who have installed in command line, don't expect the same. Command line, na? You can write the notes. Control Shift plus equal to. So this option is only available for genome terminal. If you are going to switch to command line terminal and then try to increase font, it will not work. It is only for graphical terminal. Control Shift plus to zoom in, zoom out, control minus only. How to? Activities terminal. Right. Check for the activities first. You are in command line or graphical? You have logged in. So what comes there? Came na? If you log in, definitely activities option will be there. Done. Now the next thing, I am working on this terminal and I need one more command prompt to execute another command. Sometimes what happens when you are copying some big file, your command prompt is busy. You need another command prompt so parallelly you can do other work. So here, just like a browser, you can use Control Shift T. Control Shift T to open the new terminal tab. Control Shift T to open new terminal tab. I think same works in browser also when you want to open a new tab. Whatever I say, practice parallelly. These all commands is not only for me. In your laptop also it should work. If it is not working, reach out to me. Done this one. So in this book, all the things are written. Control Shift T, create a new tab. Control page up, page down to switch from one tab to another tab, or you can use mouse also. Then Shift page up, page down to scroll your command prompt. Sometime what happen? You type any command, some output will go up. So you want to scroll the screen. For that, you can use Shift page up and page down. So these all shortcuts are already there. So you can try. Next is changing the password. I want to change my password. So command is very simple. Pass WD, not password. Pass WD. So if you use this pass WD, you can change your password. For example, what it is asking? Current password. Then new password. After that, confirm password and your password will get changed. So I am not going to change, so Control C. Control C to cancel. Control C to cancel. If you want to cancel any activity, not only this, any activity, Control C. Or if you want to change your password, then you can proceed. No need to press Control C. Clear for all. You don't have OS. You should say no. Parallelly, we can at least copy. There will be one folder Linux software. You copied. That side, right side, it will copy fast. Right side, it will be 3.0. F1 to F7. F2 for graphical, F3, F4, F5 command line. Found the files. Linux software. Just copy that folder and keep it. Root user, we have discussed lot of features about the root already. That it is a super user, no need to log in with the root. Next is changing identity. Changing identity means what? Here we can use three different commands. Okay. One is SU. SU means switch user. I am logged in with Tanveer. I want to log in with any other user or root user. Then I will use SU in the command line. Graphical, we have the option switch user. So advantage of switch user is you will not log out from the existing one and you can log in with new user. Okay. If root user is going to use SU space Tanveer, what will happen? No password required. You see the power. Means root can log in with any user without knowing his password. Understood? And if as a normal user, so if normal user is going to type SU, means root password required, means computer will understand you want to log in with root. If you write only SU, or if you want you can write SU root, both options are there, but if only SU means you are trying to log in with root, so root password required. And if you write SU Amit, then whose password is required? Amit password required. So these are the changes, keep in mind. Then practically I will show you. Copy. If root user is trying to switch with another user, means I am logged in with the root, I want to log in with suppose Mahesh, so I will write SU Mahesh. So computer will not ask password. Why? Because the power of root. If normal user like Tanveer is logged in and now Tanveer is trying to log in with Amit, SU Amit, so I need to give password of Amit. If I write only SU, means system will understand I want to log in with root, so it will ask root password. Confusion? How to switch? Switch with the command, type the same command. Why you will write your own username? You are logged in already. Why you again want to switch with your own name? You will switch with another user, na? I have said if root is trying to log in or switch from Tanveer user, then no password required. Root can log in with any username. For root, no password is required. But if normal user is trying, then there is a two scenario. If you specify the username, then that username password you have to give. If you don't specify the username, then root password is required. Okay. So see here, the use of SU. Currently I am logged in with which user? Who am I? You can ask with the computer itself. Computer will tell you who you are. Okay. And then I want to log in with another user. Okay. So only just I will type SU, nothing else. It is asking for password. So here which password I have to give? Root password 12345 6. So now I am logged in with which user? Who am I? Root. Understood this point? So if you write only SU, you will log in with root. Root is the super user like administrator. Now I am going to show you one more thing. First switch to root, then create one user. User add Ravi. User created. pass WD Ravi to set password for Ravi. Understood? So first log in with the root using SU, give the root password and create one user. Okay, to see this practical properly. Okay, once these all things are done, come to another terminal. I hope it is visible little bit, or should I use magnifier? But it will be very big screen. Can't I change? Magnify everything bigger. I want to set not 200%. Zoom increments default 25%. Now it's adjusted. User add username. Now here you see I am logged in with home root. So now root is login. What I want? I want to log in with Tanveer. Any password required? No password required. Understood? So when root is trying to do this, no password is required. Now let us try the same. Exit, exit. I am going to log in with Tanveer as a normal user. So now Tanveer is trying to log in with Ravi. So SU Ravi. Whose password I have to give? Understood? So username you can see always here in the bracket, first one. Exit, clear to clear the screen. So now I am logged in with Tanveer, correct? If Tanveer use SU, whose password is required? So I hope this concept is clear, this notepad concept which I have shown you. When you open, one folder will be Linux software. Just is it clear this concept? SU, how it works, and when we will use SU? I am logged in with normal user. I have to do some administrative task. I will switch to root and then log out. To, yes, you can do. First, you create the user with my name. Yes. Password. To prove that you are hmm, security is the password. I hope this issue is clear. Any confusion? If you use ID command, it will give your user ID, UID, group ID, group, you are member of which group. This all information you will get. If you want to check ID of any other user, ID space username, his user ID, group ID, he is member of which group. These all things you can get from ID command. Only ID will show your user ID and details, ID space username for that specific user. So anyone can execute this. Huh? Louder. Cursor is not working. Yesterday I told you to press this control button. Now cursor is working. If you click here, I think it's hanged. So press this one. Go here, machine, ACPI shutdown. Shut down the machine. Next command, sudo command. Write it in your Udari Khata. This we will cover later, because to understand this sudo you have to understand how to work in VI editor, then how to create a user, then only we will learn this. So sudo you can note down, and when I'm going to teach you user and group, on that time you can remind me to teach sudo. Okay. User add or add user. See here, in Linux if you press tab, it will complete the file folder name. Means you give initial letters, press the tab, it will complete. You give initial letters of command, press tab, it will complete. Understood? Whatever commands you have executed, you can check history. So by default, Linux store 1000 last executed commands. So if you type history, it will show you how many commands you have executed on this terminal. It's not globally, it's terminal wise. Okay? Huh? If you have logged in on suppose terminal 2 yesterday, and today you are going to log in on terminal 3, then it will not show yesterday's command. But on the same terminal 2, if you are going to log in, then it will show your previous command that yesterday you have logged in this all command. Tab to complete the command. For example, if I write here, one command is there, update db. You see, when you press tab, it will complete and it will stop where it is confused. Understood? So when you press tab, it will complete the command. For example, cd space tab, it has completed the word desktop. The desktop is what here? Folder name. Understood? It will always meet our expectation or something. If it is confused, it will stop there. You have to use. Like for example, up, press tab, confused. If you press tab again, then it will give this much commands start with up. What you want? One time it will stop. If you press second time, then it will give full list of the command which starts with that letter. Similarly for file and folder. Clear to clear the screen. Next, I want to see only last 5 executed history command history space 5. So last 5 commands which you have executed on this terminal, or 10, 20, whatever you want to see. As per that you can give the number. I said it will show the last or recent 5. So you want to see the previous 5, no solution for that. then one option is there. I'll tell you. Uh, like this history command, piping head. So generally head will display top 10 commands. So that we have to learn later. Okay, so you can filter the output, then from there we can take this on. And next is editing text file. If you want to create a text file here, just like a notepad. So in command line, what solution we have? We have nano. Okay, this is the editor. I was very hungry on that day. Whatever you want, you write just like a notepad. And to save it, Control O. Here you see, write out. So this is the symbol for control. Control O, write out, exit, Control X. So Control O, file name to write, test, enter, and Control X to exit. Next time you want to open the same file, nano test. Understood? Nano is like your notepad and wordpad. This is a command line text editor. And for the graphical option, so here Control O to write out means save. Control X to exit. And if you want to work in the graphical environment, activities, show application, these dots. Here you have text editor similar to your notepad. And how to work in this, I am not going to teach you. You have to search all the options by your own. Here I will not teach you notepad and wordpad. Preferences, when you go, here you will have the font color. So you have to go in these options by your own, as it is a graphical option. Okay. So this unit number 2, we have to read these text editors. Nano Gedit, graphical editor, just now we have seen. Vim Gvim, there is a separate unit, lecture number 9. Complete lecture is on VI editor or Vim editor. So that we will cover there. So next lecture tomorrow. So meanwhile, whatever commands I have shown you, you have to check. And those who are not added in the group yet, go ask them to add. So what